Hey there everybody, I got my IMP Meerschaum pickaxe. Starting to color a little bit that I can see mostly down in the back side and then down in the actual lattice holes. But that's fun. And in it I've got some brown flake scented because that is the subject of my video, among other similar blends. I did a video a while back on Lakeland Aromatics, and so I wanted to continue this series on different types of blends with posting more thoughts on Lakeland blends now that I have a little more experience with them. Up until earlier this year, Kindle Flake was the only Lakeland aromatic I'd had, and I liked it a lot, but just never ended up getting any more. It's kind of expensive. Just other things ended up on my wish lists, and when I'd make a big tobacco purchase, I'd go for something else. But earlier this year on International Pipe Smoking Day, picked up a lot of Galwith and Hogarth blends, and then I did a little bit of a bulk group buy for some people online, and bought 8 pounds of tobacco. Some of that was also some Dunhill tobacco, but yeah, 8.5 pounds or so of tobacco, and then I packaged it up and shipped it, and the apartment smelled heavenly while I was doing that. But I can give you a bit more of some first-hand information on some of these Lakeland aromatics. Innerdale is probably the strongest of those that I have tried as far as the scent goes. It's a really just heavy scent that's, when you first light up the bowl, it's almost all the topping that is what you taste. Now, something I've noticed sometimes if you use delayed gratification technique, or if you're smoking in your car while you're running errands and you just pop in here for half an hour and then come out, toward the end of the bowl, sometimes the topping will wear off and you'll get to taste some of that true tobacco flavor underneath as that topping has been consumed, and it's still really good tobacco. Yeah, just amazing. One of the lighter flakes that I've tried is Best Brown number 2, which is just a nice Virginia. I think it's slightly sweetened, a little bit of a floral note to it, and it's more like a Virginia blend with a little bit of something going on extra, but also very nice. The topping on Innerdale is really interesting. It's a lot of different stuff. That's their most popular. I can see why people call it soapy. It's got a smooth creaminess, but it almost tastes edible. It's got almond and vanilla in it. Then there's other floral notes and other things coming in that make it taste not exactly like a cake or something you'd actually eat. This brown flake scented is one of my favorites. The unscented version is also a great tobacco I really liked. It's licorice, maple, and tonkin. And you get a bit of the tobacco underneath, which is mostly Virginia, a little bit of burley, and a hair of dark fired, a little smidge. But it's really good, kind of a deep sweetness, sort of kind of weird funkiness to it from, I guess, the tonkin. The one big Lakeland blend from Sam Galwith is 1792, which is a tonkin scented blend. I've not tried it yet, although I've got 2 tins actually waiting. This is just a little bit wet. That's something you may want to look into. Some of these flakes can be a little bit wet. I've tried Bosun Cut Plug unscented, which is what Pipes and Cigars had, and then when I got it in bulk, it is the scented version. I'm not sure there's a huge difference in them. The unscented definitely has a little bit of scent sneaking in there. I haven't smoked them back to back though to do a true comparison, so I need to do that, but it's a floral and clove aroma, pretty good, kind of sweeter Virginia blend. Had some Bob's Chocolate Flake, which is good. It's a dark cocoa with a hint of Latakia in it, which is really good. That Latakia really kind of sets it apart, and the topping is a little bit different than some of these other ones. It's a little more subtle. It in the bulk packaging smelled like peanut butter almost, or peanuts or something. But it's that sort of barely sweet baker's chocolate sort of note added, and it's just a hint of that smokiness. I think they use 8% Latakia in that flake, and it's really good. So that's kind of hopefully gives you a better idea about some of these blends. I've really enjoyed them, and I'm usually not an aromatic smoker for the most part. So even if you think you don't like mild Black Cavendish aromatics, you might like the Lakelands. You might want to give them a try. And one last thing I'll note about terminology that they use. They use the term in Galwith and Hogarth, flake is a flake tobacco, a plug cut into flakes. When you buy their cut plug, which is, you would think is the same thing, because when you make a flake, you make a plug and then you cut it. But the cut plug is sold more in a loose form. The flakes I bought in bulk were boxed. You could actually see the plug with little lines showing, okay, here's where each flake was cut. The cut plug, Bosun, is the one I had. It's more of a broken flake, a barely broken up flake. It was sold, it came in a bag rather than a box, and the flakes weren't stacked or anything. It was just all kind of thrown in there. So if that makes a difference to you, if you're ordering bulk, you know that difference between the cut plug and the flake. One last one I've tried is Lakeland Brickle Fortissimo. That was done by Russ from Pipes and Cigars. It's no longer being produced, but I have some in my cellar still. It's really good. It's a stronger, heavier, with still a slightly sweet. I don't know exactly what all is in the flavoring, but I think there's some dark fired in there, some perique. So it's a real robust tobacco in a crumble cake, and it comes in maybe some of the flavors, similar flavors almost, or maybe some Tonkin in it, I don't know, to this brown flake Senate, although I haven't tried that one in a while. But that was once upon a time another option of a Lakeland style aromatic that actually wasn't made in the Lakeland region. So that's about all I've got to say on that subject. Cheers, happy smoking.